So growing up, afraid to touch any instrument until that one piano came. And then getting into skepticism, I see that there's a lot of music at the skeptic conferences. So and there are skeptical musicians that write skeptical lyrics. Does anyone want to yell out some names of skeptical musicians?
George.
Yeah,
George Law.
To mention. For me, Randy Newman is kind of skeptical, cynical.
Weird Al Yankovic a little bit?
Yeah, he has some skeptical theme.
Oliver Brickman, of course.
Yeah, so this, so that kind of, and why do we have music and art in like a skeptic sort of conference? Well, who is afraid of touching any instruments? I mean, there must be, someone earlier said, I said, do you play anything? And they said, no, never. I'm not coordinated. So who knows how to play a xylophone? Who wants to, I have a bunch of instruments here. These three are going home with whoever wants to play with them. Anyone want to even try to play in front of people? And anyone? Kazoo. Who could come? All right, Bill.
You want me to play it?
You want to play try kazoo?
Sure.
So this is yours because it's going to have your breath and whatever you're everything you made for the next 12 days. We're gonna try to, and who wants to do xylophone? This one comes home with me. Anyone afraid to try music?
I think I can handle that. Oh, Chuck.
So my point is, you're always afraid to play music. But as a kid, one of my friends bought me a harmonica because they said, you had a Casio, and I was able to press one button. I couldn't hit two buttons, or what is it called? Two pitches, two chords. Yeah, I couldn't hit two at a time on the Casio. You could just do one. So I learned to play a song with just one. 4 years ago, I touched a real piano, and I saw you could kind of do a little more. I started to get more curious about it. When I was 18, friends bought me a harmonica, because this is old, it'll cut my lip and be fixed, but not really good at it. But a neighbor in my building gave me a banjo about 4 years ago, and I figured out on my own how to just, and these things, as it turns out, are tuned already. Like it's already tuned, you know, right? Come on, try.
I mean, play guitar.
This is going to be so easy. So this is what happens. People are afraid to touch instruments. Oh, and these are dangerous. I have busted my lip. So I know people who play guitar and their fingers are bloody. So if you just hit it, easy enough. Who wants to take home and who knows what this is? There's no video game. You want to take one home? You want it? Whoever gets to play this gets to take it home. Because it's spit. Alright, so who wants to play triangle? Anyone? Come on.
Give me a triangle. Great.
Alright, so we're gonna create a little band. So you're gonna come up here now.
Oh, good.
But my point is people are afraid of music.
Definitely.
And they're let's try it out.
What we need is more cowbell.
I was waiting for that.
Anyone want a shaker? It's going to be the first SkeptiCamp band. Anyone want a shaker? A shaker? We just do this. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Astronomers know just what you are. So, you want to try the shaker?
Hold on, Brian.
Yeah, I'll put a shaker.
Who wants these slide whistles? This is like a trombone? Alright, so you get to take this home too because. Yeah, another thing, I've always wanted people to play brass instruments, and I've always wanted one. This is like the ultimate don't touch instrument. People in the band, they put it down, no one touches it. I said, cheapest thing you can get, $100, $50, and I'm like, it only plays this only plays 4 notes, pitches. So it goes, here's the 4. It goes, and I've never had any musical training. I've never taken a music class. I've never sang anywhere. I'm just experimenting. So. So it takes years of practice to get the perfectly smooth note. I've had it for a year. I'm told keep it in the car. It's not an important instrument. That's like, those are the 4 notes. And they're the same on the banjo. If you get this one, and the next one, don't even go for it. So, the top one is a drum. So you see it's the same thing. So see if you can do a bugle call just with the top 4 strings. It's the top, it's the bottom for you. Right? See, this is what happens when you're not trained in music.
I wonder if that might be too loud for the.
I want you to put up something. You want to stay there.
It's better acoustics if it's right out.
So let me hear like a Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Can we do that? See, did it sort of sound like it?
Yeah.
Because I'm not professional music. I can't read music. Okay, let me that was a little Beethoven, right? That's how easy a simple instrument is. Just pick one up and try it. So my neighbor gave me this banjo. Let me see if that's something. You know what? You could have the coin shaker. I'm gonna do a little bit of. Let me see some of my talking points really quick. Since I'm starting to forget.
The thing actually might be relatively safe. There really isn't much of noise regulations in this.
So one of the questions I've always had is, can I personally learn music? And not just learn by but like going and learning this kind of new language that for me, this for me, when I see this all my life.
It's a sharp.
Oh, right.
There's dry erase markers over there.
Yeah.
There's dry erase markers over there.
So anyway, so growing up, anytime I saw this thing, well, you get it. These 5 lines with the little swirly thing, to me it's clip art. I want to take myself to where it's not clip art and where it's something I understand. So the neighbor gave me the banjo, and I was able to figure it out. But I'm not good yet. Because growing up as skeptics, you know the song is inaccurate. So we're going to write some new lyrics. I already wrote like the lyrics for the new skeptical version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So who knows the original lyrics? Anyone can sing? Because I don't know how to sing. I've never been told how to sing. Anyone want to take us through spoken word it? Anyone want who wants to sing? Spoken word. It's is everyone familiar with the Twinkle Star song?
Little Star.
Alright, so how does it sound?
I'll just kind of do it from memory.
Just,
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are.
alright,
That's what I remember.
so the skeptical version that I wrote was, let's see, I've never tried to actually, to combine, because I've tried to combine singing and playing. What kind of music background do you have? Like,
Well, I grew up with my father and brother playing guitar, so I don't have a guitar right now, but I mostly play acoustic guitar and sing, like folk song type of stuff.
I did go to school and learn it, or just, same thing, I had music all my life, so I never, but afraid to touch instruments.
Well, Bob Dylan can't read music either, and he's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Well, you know, but that's another, that's also thinking skeptically about music, that's one of the things I thought, there's people that hate music, like, just generally, I never listen to music, or this music sucks, that music's good. For me, all music can be kind of communication. So that's a point that had. And I don't mean a lot of,
I just wanted to make a comment. I'd say a way in which music is relevant to skepticism is simply the fact that music, by its nature, is so totally subjective in its nature. I mean, what is good music, what is bad music, what is defined as music at all, so on. That's totally in the ear of the beholder. A matter of totally subjective definition. So there are some characteristics such as music, other forms of what get called art, so on, basic aspects of life that simply skepticism is irrelevant to because they're totally subjective in their nature.
Yeah, you're right. And there's also things you can play that just sound bad. I don't know, maybe to some people it sounds good. So it is totally subjective. When I was a kid, I'd look at the waveform monitor and look at the tones and see, that jaggy, edgy thing. And I'd always wonder, like, is this pitch and that pitch, do they fit together? And when they don't fit together, does that make something sound crummy? So these are the questions that I'm starting to explore. So my Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, the lyrics I made are, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, astronomers know just what you are. Up above the world so high, up above the world so high, it has no bearing on when you live or when you die. So that's my lyric. So let's hear it. We'll just spoken words. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, astronomers do know what you are. Yeah, not bad. Twig. I'm going to try and play this at the same time. Up above, the world so high, has no bearing on when you live or when you die. Every time you see a musician play in front of an audience, just remember, for that 10 minutes they're playing, they've spent 10 hours, 10,000 hours playing it at home because it's hard to do. I mean, banjo, first thing you learn in a banjo is, at home it's easy to play. As soon as you're in front of you, you can't play. Find it easier just to not try to play the song that I know, and just plug anything, and that's just relaxing. You know, I also want to figure out whether or not when you play music, does it release endorphins in your brain or something? Because I know that when I'm, like the other day, it was getting dark out, and I've had the earworm of the Gershwin, that Rhapsody of Blue in my head for the longest time. And I don't just hear one part, I hear the whole song over and over again. And it's a little disturbing. So when I woke up, I have a year ago I bought a keyboard at home just to experiment. And I woke up and after like a minute, I just figured out this one piece. It's been does it sound familiar? Or? Yeah. This is no music training, and just by experimenting. So, you know, my point is, don't be skeptical about touching instruments. They're easier to get started and figure out how to play than you ever think. Sure, anyone want to try this? Because I have never been able to play this.
What is it? How is it?
It's an ocarina?
Ocarina.
Anyone ever play Legend of the Zelda game? Just as like a major tool in the old video game? Or tin flute? Alright, so tin flute, $10 now. So $10 you can get one of these.
How
And
does it work, basically?
it works itself. You just,
Oh, it's
you
a
don't
roll on
even,
one end of
it has a whistle in it. It's not a flute where you have to.
It's like a recorder.
Yeah. It's not like a bottle where you have to position perfect. Because I tried someone's real flute, and it took me 10 minutes just to get a sound out of it. But this, it just, and it's, you know, and well, these gift shops have it, and it's easy to figure out. And that almost sounds like music, but I don't even know what I'm doing. So sometimes part of music is like this weird improvisation. So I'm still trying to figure out. Anyone have any questions about music or any concerns about like fears about music, like touching on why we see music as skeptical things, like with George coming up doing skeptical songs, and you want to come up and try Twinkle Twinkle Little Star again? Come up.
I'm not so good at Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
I've never even tried
It's
it.
too simple. We'll figure it out as we go. Just think of it as the ABCs. It's the same music.
See, I can't. You got it. You have to do it like you mean it.
Yeah, I just don't know. I'm like very shy. I don't know what I'm doing for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
I don't know what I'm doing either, but I'm doing it. What if I take out all the ones that you don't use?
Okay.
Should we give it a go? See what we can
You
do.
want to try it? You can come a little closer. We'll try the.
August.
Don't know something to say.
All right, ready? I'm gonna play it once, and then we'll join it because I want to see if I can actually play it. Because when there's nothing distracting you, sometimes your brain works a little better. Now let's try and sing. Does everyone remember the line?
Nope.
Sure. Let's go over there. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, astronomers know just what you are. And the second line, shining, or you can say shining above the city at night, shining above the crowd, whatever you want. You know, it's like, it's open to interpretation. The last line is, has no bearing on how you live or die. So, twinkle, twinkle, little star, astronomers know just what you are. Whatever in this blah, blah, blah. Has no bearing on whether you live or die. Are you ready? I'm gonna do it once, and then after the first verse, we'll join in. Awesome! Now, let's see. You just about time, Dave. About time, Dave. Who has a shaker? You want to come up? Yeah. And if you could just,
Slide whistle in the back.
or you know, it doesn't have to be, you can do it from like punctuation or comedy. Slide whistle is so associated with clowns.
Bill Chapman has a kazoo, don't forget. He has a kazoo.
Oh, you want to, no, come on.
He can be a reason.
So, this is the first SkeptiCamp NYC band.
SkeptiCamp.
SkeptiCamp. SkeptiCamp? SkeptiCamp? Everyone SkeptiCamp? Yes? No?
Sure.
SkeptiCamp? Yeah?
Indeed.
All right. So, I'm going to start with a verse, and then we'll all try and sing it. And don't be afraid. Even if you mess it up or play the wrong thing, it doesn't matter because practice. The first time you did this, you're not going to be like, what's the Liberace? Liberace's not around anymore. Who's piano now? No one?
Yeah, it's not like he's never going to tell you.
Are you doing the banjo part first?
I'm going to do the banjo part. So I do the banjo part, and then everyone can join. But you could, yeah, I gotta.
No, go ahead, do the banjo first.
Who has a music that they absolutely hate? Like, it goes on the radio, you get shut it. Does anyone have that sort of country music? So what about country music is there? It's whiny. Lots of money, it's whiny. I'll tell you, rock and roll is whiny. Another instrument here is the Snoopy. When I first saw one of these, anyone ever seen one of these?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So this is something you'll hear in cartoons a lot, in different versions of it. So I know Spiro already is like, who's on his teeth? Yes. This is the one instrument that you use your whole head to do the vibrating. Have you ever? Has no one ever came into the office and said, I have to start? So if you look. And if this thing hits your tooth, you got a cracked tooth. See, if it's not against...
I'll leave it out in the waiting.
But you can do it. If you do it on your lips, you don't get the same noise. The teeth. And if you blow, you get like that weird. Oh yeah, never even heard of that. This is another one that you hear occasionally, and this is a Acme siren whistle that the percussionists will use. This is a Stevie Wonder song that uses this. Is that right? And anyone have any other questions, or anyone have anything you want to add? Or is anyone here going to walk up to a piano and try it?
Already do.
Anyone want to try a banjo? Come on. We have 5 minutes left. Someone who's afraid of instruments. Yeah, trust me. I want someone who's really afraid. Don't whack yourself with it, because you get hurt. And just, without even doing any chords, it's very tuned to G, so it sounds like my G harmonica. So let's...
Doesn't make any difference if I put my fingers on.
You're not playing the string that you're pressing.
And then,
Oh, this is the edge of the, this is the, okay.
so the top string is the highest pitch string.
No, this doesn't work.
Well, just strum it without hitting a chord. Wait, not yet. You're not done. Without hitting a chord. So that sounds nice. Now go up. Now just
Strum it up.
Just strum it down and strum it up. No, with the string, now go up. So you're gonna go like this, yeah. And and now go down. So it's two different sounds right away, so just go up and down and make a song. All right, who wants to make a song? Just up and down, make a song, come on. All right, come here. Now remember, this can hurt you if it hits you, so be careful when you put this on. Just up and down, just up and down. Don't even, take your hand off of here, just here. And then, now that's sort of pleasant, right? And then I do one string, just pluck one and two. And now go to, you can't go wrong, right? Cover these two strings. See if you, this is the hardest part, is even trying to touch. Just here, I'll do it here. This plug. Just the whole thing, Just like this. Let's go. Learn to cover just two strings, and you got to make it play a song. Ridiculously easy. Who else wants to try? 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Free music, free music. Anyone? One. Oh, that's all right. I carried on my bicycle and fall in the street. Don't worry. You're on your bike and all of a sudden, all the cars are. Let's just anything. What do you want? You're trying to. Let's just a jam session. First skeptic jam session. Anything, just hit it. Let me just ask, was it fun at all just to make sounds and try? So that's, I think that instruments are like this crack or whatever, what is the stuff they give you in the hospital when you have pain? And morphine. So, and I think, does music release endorphins into your brain? Anytime I've learned to play something that I grew up listening to as a kid, I get this like really happy, weird feeling. So it culminates in this picture here, and this, I just enrolled back in college. I went to Hunter College 30 years ago. So I'm starting now, I'm taking classes in music theory. So hopefully I'll understand it. So thanks everybody.